All right, would we consider this emergency or just
sort of. I mean, it's for us.
Welcome to another episode of
Nerd Out.
We are gonna go, as you would say, raw and real because
this is the first time I've seen this 2 minutes ago.
This is the first time. So I just got yesterday the Transformers Siege Jetfire, and it's a new scale. It's like Commander scale. Is that correct?
I think that's what they call it.
The first thing I want to say, and you are going to transform this thing, is I did think when it arrived, the box.
You have to do that.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, you have to do that too. Yeah.
We're gonna get there. What's that? That's perfect. We're gonna do comparisons.
Fans
toys. We're gonna go Jetfire crazy. But the first thing I did notice when I got it is the box looked a little small.
Yep.
I don't know why I was expecting this like monstrous box.
Well, the whole thing is the box is usually a little bit bigger than the toy, because you know what? Like usually, were his legs compressed in the box?
No, I don't recall.
His were.
Yeah,
and
that guy's a big dog.
Yeah, the box, like I miss big boxes. But I guess for shipping, you know.
No, it makes sense. It's just like for some reason, like I guess the price point is I got it from Hasbro Pulse, by the way. I'm a member of the Hasbro Pulse, and so far I have nothing but positive things to say about my experience. This was $80 shipped, which is retail price. So I guess I was just thinking that the box was just gonna. I just thought it was gonna have a bigger presence because the leader class boxes aren't a whole lot smaller, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean they got the most real estate out of that box they could. The other boxes almost like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So like just for an
no
example,
window.
Yeah.
Why no window? Wouldn't you want to show this?
I would.
Like they got nothing to hide. That's sort of crazy.
Do you think the lack of window is for beautiful art? Because I do think the art is beautiful.
I think it's primarily male.
Do you prefer art or window in a box? Because I gotta be honest with you,
Both.
I like the flip box.
Yeah.
But I do love actually like toy art. Like there's nothing better than like the vintage artwork for like a G.I. Joe packaging or Transformer, but
you like both.
That's right.
That's all. I was gonna say both. Like I like really good custom graphics, and,
I agree.
And like I guess now you call it Adobe work, but like in a window, and I don't know, both.
Either way, I do love the graphics. It is kind of weird because if I was let's say, is this like a 10-year-old kid? Is 10-year-old the ultimate like age for like an action figure? I'm trying to remember, when were you like
nowadays? No,
well,
now 40.
Now it's 40. It's 42 years
42,
old.
43.
And we're gonna talk about that. But like when you were a kid, was 10 your prime?
I think so.
I think so too. So if you're a 10-year-old kid and you walk to the toy aisle, I don't know if this is gonna sell me on an $80 toy.
In 85, I was 10.
That's about right.
In 80. Wait, no, I was born in 7. I'm dumb.
No, you were.
I was 86.
Yeah.
In 86, I was 10 years old.
Okay, so I think 10 was my prime because 10. Well, let's see.
You were just smart enough to figure out Transformers and sort of advanced toys and like Voltrons.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like when it was the most holy shit.
Yeah, see,
to me,
I think you're right. I think for me, like if I'm thinking back, I think 84, 85 was the most holy shit year for toys. I was born in 76, which would place me about 10 or 11. Yeah. But I just think 84, 85, I mean, G.I. Joe was at the top of the game. Yeah. Transformers was released. Robotech was released. Super Power Secret Wars. Star Wars was at the tail end, but it was still like you had the power of the Force. I think 84 and 85, the Tigers won the World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, 84 was had to have been the best.
I still have the newspaper clippings.
Do you? Great.
Yep.
With Kirk Gibson.
Yep.
Man, the 84, man, what a year.
That was a year.
Yeah, man. Anyways, back to Jetfire. So my first impression was the box was a little daintier than I thought, but with that said, you know, this is a toy that like you sort of have to play with this, right? You don't buy this for any other reason to play with it. I want to say, going back in time a little bit, and we'll get to this. This was the most expensive disappointment you ever bought.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, even if I would have got paid the $40,
I paid the 40.
I paid like 100
to
get it like I don't know. It equaled out being like 3 days.
It was a letdown.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, even for 40, it'd be a little bit of a letdown. Yeah, that's not a great toy.
No, what always upset me about this is aesthetically, I like the design.
Yeah.
It was just, they took so many shortcuts with gaps and articulation and this chrome. I like chrome, but this chrome didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a bit let down.
Oh, you could get it after without the chrome though, right? Didn't they have it?
I believe it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Yeah, you could get it some way with the better painted version.
There were things about this toy that I liked, and then there were things that were just like an absolute disaster. Going even further back, what did you think of the original Chug?
I loved it. That's one of my favorite. Like, even now,
Really?
I mean, it looks funky, but it's not a letdown to me. I even had his brother, like what was the
repaint?
purple?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
It was so garish.
Yours is broken.
I know. What?
My thing with this is I thought it was cool, and I think this first Chug line was pretty amazing quality wise. I felt like the legs were too short,
Which they were.
Okay, so it wasn't just me, and there were some aesthetics or design elements to it that like fell short, but I don't remember being disappointed. It was just not. For Jetfire,
He's better if you pull the junk off of him. He looks better with no armor and no helmet.
Oh,
he
definitely
actually looks way better.
Yeah, definitely without a helmet.
Yeah.
But I think of Jetfire / Skyfire as being one of the most iconic Transformers, whether you're talking toy or cartoon.
Yeah.
Do we give a little history on him? I mean, clearly he was the Robotech Veritech, which has to be top 5, if not the best.
Molds ever. I mean, it's
just robot design though, right?
I think so. That's probably the most pressed mold. Like the original Chunky Monkey is like, I think they've made more of them than Voltron, than Lionbot. You know.
And I'm sorry, I'm totally cutting you. If you look at that toy today, it still stands up as like a cool looking robot.
How do we not have one? Between the two of us, we don't have one. Monkey. How? That's nuts.
You know what? That's true. Neither of us have one. I think, and the thing is you probably have. At least 24 versions of that toy. You just don't have one.
Not the original. And I've had it so many times, you know, and it's just like...
I'll be honest, I never had it. As a kid...
Never had a Junes or anything?
No, I missed out on the Junes, regretfully. There's a company called Junes that... Were they legal or illegal? Were they the first...
It depends on what how you define it. Time Traveler said they were legal. So it was legal.
Okay, but they were like $30 and they were perfect knockoffs or legal. They were awesome, and I just missed the boat on that. And as a kid, I never had Jetfire. I remember going to my friend Jeff's, which just happens to be his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Jeff!
Happy birthday! I haven't
Wherever
seen
you are.
Yeah, in Florida somewhere, Orlando. I went to his house, and I remember he always got all the toys that I didn't get. I think it was because his parents weren't together, and he was sort of an only child, and so he got a lot of toys where I was...
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him, but I mean, so the good and the bad, but I would go to his house and play with his toys. Like, he was my best friend, but he wanted to play basketball, and I wanted to play Jetfire.
Yeah, the guys that had all the toys wanted to do other stuff. It's like, what the hell, man? You have this arsenal of toys, and it's like, Mike Garvey and Chris Kaiser, two kids I went to school with, they just... had the goods.
The goods.
Like I saw a Soul Chico. No, what am I? Godaken.
Oh, Godaken.
Godaken. I'm sorry. Godaken collection. Like when I was 1984, maybe.
And all you want to do is play with his toys, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not taking away from our friendship of these people, but like when I went to his house, I had to know that I'll play basketball or whatever, but I'm gonna sneak off into the toy closet and play Shockwave. Yeah, and play. Yeah. And he would like from the beginning. I was an anal retentive kid. Like I didn't really. This is just the truth. Is I didn't really like people playing with my toys or like.
Me too.
I didn't.
Me too.
I didn't like. I was pretty anal. Like I didn't like my G.I. Joe parts. I kept with it, and this is at 10, 11 years old. Whereas Jeff could give a rat's ass. Like he was like, it's toy. What do you mean? Why
who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? So I was given permission to go to his house and play with his toys. Like I could play with his toys, but even my own toys, I was very uptight about.
I was too. I'm not even gonna tell the story.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta tell it now.
No judgment.
I'm gonna judge. But...
Okay. Well, we had a cleaning lady.
And
she'd bring her son over.
Oh.
And he'd go through my shit.
And you got upset.
I would freak out. He broke my Cyclone.
Oh my god.
And it was just time. It was fine, but he broke it. And I was so angry. And it's like, I had never felt anger like that as a child. And then, so every time after, I would like hide my toys when the cleaning, I'd stash them under the bed and stuff like that. And it's like, I mean, he was like, I don't know. I mean, I sound evil saying that, but he was only a year younger than me at the time. So I was like, you little shit. Like,
I'll share with you then.
I was I felt like an asshole.
I'll share even more embarrassing for me. I remember again being in Jeff's back of his stepdad's not Volkswagen. It was the what were those called? Station wagon, and it was the biggest station.
Woody?
It was the Caprice Classic station wagon deluxe, and we would sit in the way back. And I had brought GoBot's Vanguard. Do you remember GoBot's Vanguard?
Oh God, yeah. The limo.
No, it was actually no. That's
Royce?
Lux. He was actually a van, like a gray van. He was actually a second series, not very popular, but I loved him. All right, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And I think we left it in the back of the car, and I think maybe someone sat on it, and it broke one of the pieces off. I'm not gonna lie, I cried, and Jeff's stepdad was like, "Dude, we'll buy you another Vanguard." I mean, I was embarrassing. Like I think back now, and I cried over my GoBot. And he's like, dude, you got to chill out. It's fine. We'll take care of it. And I was that upset. I was anal. I don't know what to say. But that's had nothing to do with Jetfire. But I was into it. And then we got now we'll divert to that to this big dog. You said this is say this again because I don't have this.
Fans Toys Phoenix.
Oh, this is a beast.
It is a beast. That feels real good, but
it does feel
I'm
good.
Really into your toy. Right
Yeah. So. I played with that toy. You need to play with it.
I'm working on it. How do I open this? Do I just pull?
One of the here. You just kind of. I'll be honest with you. This thing.
That thing doesn't go on this. That looks terrible.
This does look terrible.
Because it breaks up his. You can't see his head through it. It's like his head looks like it's. I want to see the mask looks.
Yeah. I got to show it to you. Aesthetically too, I don't like this. This is like the armor plate, and then it is pretty cool how it stores it. Even though for some reason I had this thing Pro down, and now I can't figure out.
That's all right.
Hold on, I'll get it because it is a pretty cool feature. I just don't like the design of it. While you're doing that, do the rotating Autobot Decepticon symbol.
Okay,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was gonna give a little history on Jetfire and Skyfire, and I'll do that while you do that. But there you go. So like
if they don't know that.
That's a pretty cool feature, right?
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, but you have to understand that not everybody's at the same
okay.
knowledge. So it's like, all right, so Jetfire came out as the Takara Tomy bought the mold of Jetfire when Takatoku Toys went. They had a dumpster sale. And so that's why you'll see like a lot of like those Takatoku toys. I don't really like it, but it's cool.
I like it.
You'll see a lot of those Takatoku toys from different lines and like converters and transformers. So when it came to the cartoon time, though, they were unable to use that look for Jetfire.
Why was it?
Probably because of Harmony Gold.
Yes.
And we'll get into that too. We'll talk about that. That's some bullshit news that we just
I really did. No, I was just trying to.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. So they designed Skyfire, and I don't know why they changed the name, maybe to differentiate itself. Mm-hmm. And I think it confused a lot of kids and collectors alike because they were like, clearly Skyfire in the cartoon was inspired by Jetfire to sell the toys.
Yep.
But it looked close enough.
Well, it's because the toy was out first.
Yes.
So they had the rights for the toy, but they couldn't use the animation because of Harmony Gold and Robotech unless you get the Transformers commercial. Which shows them animated is
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a commercial that shows it. Yeah.
So is it fair to ask you what character design you like better? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that you like the Valkyrie better, right?
I don't know.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I like Robotech more than Transformers, but I mean...
Yeah. Look, I mean, Skyfire's cool, but I mean, I'm going to go Valkyrie.
I mean, I think so too.
Yeah. But that's not to take away from this.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean...
Did you always want a Skyfire toy when you were a kid, or not really?
I didn't really care that much, but I was always curious about why he doesn't match.
I agree.
Like that, I think that's everybody's like keyhole in Robotech. Every kid that puts that together for himself and then figures it out and sees this cartoon with the Transformers toy that doesn't match the cartoon, but it matches this cartoon. I think that's how everybody sort of like pieced that whole mystery together, and it started like it's a rabbit hole for everybody.
Sure. It's like
and it's cool.
Before the internet, you in order to get that information or put that together, you had to you had to do some homework, right? Yep. Because you had to figure out why. But now with the internet, you could push a button, Jetfire, Skyfire, and you can find all the info. But it really is a fascinating situation.
Yeah, there's a cartoon with tons of different colored Jetfires with different heads, and like people drive them. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So I think we were all hoping for Transformers Masterpiece Skyfire because
Yeah.
I think it was important, but it is not to be. And I'll be honest with you, aesthetically, I as masterpieces going now, I'm good. Like I don't need
this
it.
is better than they do.
I like it better.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but there are things that this thing. I'll be honest with you, aesthetically, I like all the hard lines on that better.
I think I do too. And I think that if Takara was going to do it for the MP line, it'd be closer to this. Actually,
right. Well, that's the thing is, don't fool yourself. This is a toy, and it feels like a toy,
which is great.
Yeah,
that's my best part about it.
But this feels like high end. That's the one thing you can't replace for the original Jetfire. Is that it was high end. It was made. It wasn't made to look mechanical. It just was mechanical.
It was mechanical, and it's like, you know what I mean? All the early Transformers were like that. That's what was so good about them, and that's why they got sucky when they started designing them around the cartoon.
I agree.
Like
that's my feeling.
But I mean, not even. But before Masterpiece, I mean, even when they became all plastic, like in '86 or '87.
Oh,
like,
the movie stuff. Yeah,
the movie stuff. It just doesn't match it. Different aesthetic, and it doesn't have the same feel.
I think that's why Tech is, to this day, still my favorite toy line. Is it has that mechanical look to it. It has that real... I don't know, man. I do like the mechanical look of a robot.
I like it. You know what I really like? I like it when they design something that was a mech, and then they pull that out of it because there's this mystery built into the toy. And you don't know what it is, but I always knew with the original with the G1, the original ones, that there's something that they're not telling us about it. Like, why would a dude go in there? Why does this thing open like you can put a dude in it, but there's no dude? Like, what is that all about?
I agree with you, especially Insecticons. Like, I was wondering why they had cockpits.
Dinobots.
Dinobots.
What the hell is this?
Here's a classic question. Mech or sentient being? Do you prefer?
Ooh,
that's a
mech. Because I can be in the story that way.
Okay. I think it's 50-50 for me because I do like the aspect of someone piloting this vehicle, but I also like how, like, for Optimus Prime, he's his own individual.
I agree.
You know, he's no one's control. He's not a puppet. He is a being, and I like that.
Yeah, he's like Luke Skywalker. He's a pop culture icon.
That's
right.
You know? That's right. Like with Robotech, it was Rick Hunter that I related with, and in Transformers it was Optimus Prime, and I like, and so both of them have their advantage. Getting to that toy, I think it's beautifully sculpted.
I'm taking it in.
Take it in, man.
But this is sweet.
It is.
I got to be honest. This is sweet.
Did you? I just discovered that it does have ankle pivots, and I didn't discover it till last night, and I was kind of bummed because when I was first, I was like, they should have put ankle pivots. It's not a perfect toy. It has flaws. It's not a masterpiece toy. Going back to the childhood thing, 10-year-old Randy, if I would have picked that up, I would have lost my shit.
Me too. Yeah, me too, man.
I mean,
that's all I can do.
But the question is you asked me a very good question. Would I lost my shit more than 10-year-old Randy picking up Jetfire for the first time?
I hate to say it.
I mean, that's probably... It's got a lot of moving parts. It's got a lot of mechanisms. The one thing that doesn't have, that I think the Takutoku does have, is that sophisticated... collectible robot look.
Feel.
Yeah, feel.
Because it doesn't have painted metal on it.
That's right.
But this thing's pretty weighty.
You think so?
A little bit. I mean,
I thought it was a little light. That thing's heavy.
But this thing's a bohemian.
That is. How is that to transform? Because I know that it is easy.
That's pretty. They almost do the same thing, except these legs are cooler because these have like the combined. These you just press the metal.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's wow. You want me to transform it?
Yeah. Why don't you transform that and I'll transform that? But I want you to transform that though.
Transform that.
I'm scared.
Why?
Because I don't know. Okay, I mean, I think you already know. While we do that, I want to tell you that the transformation is what sold me on that. Because it's, you know, there's Transformers that are too complex to be fun.
Yeah.
That one is not that. That transformation is a couch robot with a lot of moving parts and a lot of stuff going on. And I gotta be honest, they really accessorize. You're scared for me to transform this, I can tell you.
No, I'm not at all.
They really put a lot of accessories in that. And I want to talk about a couple of the features. That fist feature is pretty inventive.
Oh, where the thing comes out to catch a gun. Yeah, I like that.
So I was just complaining about do that. I was just complaining about the Transformer hand. So basically, yeah, when it's the whole, so you can hold the gun, it disappears so you can have the dynamic hand. I think it's a good,
I think that's sweet.
it's
I
inventive.
think that's sweet.
It shows that when Hasbro or whoever was designing that took in some consideration of like trying to invent something new, and that's what I like about that.
This has definitely more elegance than any Hasbro toy I've seen in a long time. Like the head gimmick, how it goes up.
I love that. I love that.
I can't believe they did that. I figured they'd just leave a hole like every other. Like they really went all out on this thing to do it right.
They did a lot of things in that toy that to cut corners they didn't have to do. And it shows that they're not maybe all in it for cutting corners anymore. Like, there was a time when I felt that Transformers was just putting out, or Hasbro was just putting out stuff because we were going to buy it. And now I feel like they're almost putting stuff out for us to enjoy again. Like, I think they
for
know
adults to enjoy.
I think they know who their customer is now, right?
It's certain. This is definitely a step in the right direction. It seems like it.
I think so too. I think for a while, Hasbro and other toy companies were a little confused on who they were making their action figures toys for.
Yeah.
And I think they've come to the realization that it's really not. Look, my kids are watching YouTube videos and playing video games and have no interest in action figures. Is it sad? To me it is, but like every generation has their thing. It's just that what happens when I'm 42, 40, am I 42 or 43?
I don't know.
What are you?
Forget. I don't know if I'm 43 or 44.
I think you're 43.
Then you're 42.
I'm 42.
Yeah, okay.
When we die out, and that's sad, but like not to get
Yeah,
morbid.
these are done.
These are
done.
Yeah,
your kids will not carry on the torch.
There will be a generation below us that's still interested in it. But then when we get 25, 30 years down the line, it's Transformers and action figures in general is gonna be such a niche. It's gonna be like, you ever see like the collectors of 1960s G.I. Joes or trains? Like,
what about them? Like old men?
They're gone. They're old men.
Yeah.
There's like the hobby shop, the old man who likes trains, the collector who collects 1960s G.I. Joes, like they're Major Matt Mason. Like it's just there's so few of them, and I don't know where what the next generation goes. I mean, there's still the kids of the 90s that are definitely like, are they millennials? They still have some love for like TMNT, Beast Wars. There is still that, but like my kids, when they become 42, action figures is going to be
gone.
Beyond niche. Yeah, I mean, it is going to be gone.
That's sad. I mean, it's sad, but like, I mean, what am I doing wrong? Okay, I'm gonna figure this out.
That's the hardest part, is folding up the arms, because you can really fold them up. You fold them up even.
I learned how to compress them.
I'm scared to death of this thing.
Why?
That's the difference between. I think it's the feeling of this plastic and the metal. It's just, this feels like you could toss this into a wall and nothing's gonna happen to it. This feels like if I push it the wrong way.
You won't. I'm telling you, it's terrible.
All right, and
just
also
start with lift it. Start with the shoulder. There's like these. Just start there.
Okay.
Lift those up. Those will
okay.
help.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. It's really simple.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That is one thing that I really love about the toy, is I've transformed it a million times.
Oh, these fold in.
Dude, it's great, and they push in. Yeah.
That's how. Okay, that's. Oh.
It like I said, it's not perfect, but everything makes sense.
This is. I mean, this
is cool too.
pretty intuitive.
It is.
Yeah, I like this.
It's intuitive.
Please don't be scared of that. Even if you break it, it's
all
not the end of the world. It won't break.
The thing is about that is everything makes sense, and
Yeah.
it's not overcomplicated. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, this is really cool, man. I'm enjoying this. It's not often that I can just pick up a transformer and feel like I can transform it and not break it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's durable. And we'll get to the vehicle mode when we get there. I've never seen this. It's interesting also on that thing is there are areas painted gray, like a very subtle, like dove gray. I'm gonna use that, and there's a reason for that. I'm pretty sure. It's to avoid future yellowing. Do you think
You think so?
I do.
Okay, hey, that's
What do you
great.
think? Do you think it's detail, or do you think it actually is? Because I think the thing is gonna yellow like crazy, unless they solve that mystery. Did they solve that mystery?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I don't know. Do newer toys yellow?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, did they solve the problem of the yellowing? I don't think so, because if you look at some of the stuff Mattel was coming out with, they weren't really yellowing, but they were getting like the plastics they were using had like sticky, like the blacks would turn. I don't even know how to describe it.
Just cruddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the most recent yellowing I've had in a toy. The Beagle yellow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the Beagle was a big one for me,
and that was unacceptable to yellow.
But that's an old. That's
Oh, you know what?
Old, isn't it?
My Matty Collector Voltron was starting to yellow.
Wow.
I got rid of it, thankfully. And also, I think the Metroplex was yellowing.
I gotta look at mine.
Yeah, look at yours. Or maybe don't. Oh, your Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, but that's an old toy.
How old is that?
That's old. 12 years.
Is it really?
That's yeah. I mean, I guess it's not that old, but
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know it's caused some by the material. Oh, this is actually pretty intuitive too. I've never transformed this guy.
Yeah, dude, he's not bad. It's like what's cool is the stuff you'll miss on him. It won't affect it, but I was like, when you go through, I'll be like, you missed that. And I'm like, no, it doesn't do it. That does a lot of cool stuff. I like that toy a lot, but
that's definitely cool.
But I gotta be honest, this is
that thing is. I gotta be honest.
I don't know.
I wasn't sure when I first started, and then I
might have to buy this.
You definitely.
Well, the whole
you're
thing
gonna
is,
love it.
I came over thinking like, of course, I like the aesthetics of this more, but I'm like, I don't know, and I'm gonna blow $100 to have something I sort of already have, and I'm sort of thinking, actually, I do.
I was sort of nervous about it too because, the thing is about Transformers is the reason why you and I think buy them is because we just like to play.
Yeah, and
once you play, like you might be like, I'm done, but that's fun.
I'm digging this thing, man.
I don't know how to fold these legs up really.
This is equal.
I mean, you're kind of Jetfire colors. No, you're not, but you got some.
But, wow. I mean, it's funny because these things do a lot of things very similarly, but this is cool.
Well, that's definitely marketed to be a toy. Man, I really wish that kids still play with Transformers because I'll tell you.
Yeah, we get so many more.
If you got that on Christmas Day or whatever you do.
Oh my God, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
I think you would throw away all your other toys and just be playing with that because it's got a lot of play features.
Yeah.
I like the landing gear is pretty decent.
I like the whole thing how you can actually put a dude in here.
You can't put a dude in there though.
Yes, you can.
What?
Watch, you can put a head. What are they? Titans Return. Yeah, you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, check this out.
Oh man, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, you can put Titans Return in there.
Let me see. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, that just like made it up another level.
Yeah.
I need opening cockpits on my toys.
Yeah, I enjoy them. I do enjoy. I gotta look at the landing gears in a second.
I think when it all comes down to it, I think a transforming jet is the most fun for me.
Got the most play value because you can, flying is huge.
It is huge. I think this thing like flips up, but I'm not sure.
You have to pull back on it. It's on a hinge.
How
lift up on the head, like lift, pull.
Oh,
yeah, it all comes apart and stuff. Yeah.
What was the cost of this? Do you remember?
About $150. Wasn't that bad? I mean, it's not exactly cheap.
No,
but for that size, it was pretty good. This is really
It's fun, man. The jet mode, we can talk about that. It's pretty gappy, right?
Yeah, but wait till you get that guy. It's not much.
Oh, really?
It's not much better or worse. I mean,
do I just pull this?
What are you trying to do?
I just want to pull this. It looks like it pulls back.
The backpack is like there's like pullback on it.
I just don't know how hard it feels like. There's a clip right
there.
There
is a clip right there.
How do I separate it?
Pull backwards a little bit. The head will go back. Like the head's on a hinge. It'll go back with it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
That backpack is kind of ugly, but whatever, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's how it looks. I mean, this is really how it sort of looks in the cartoon.
No, I know. I'm just being super critical.
Yeah, I mean...
I do recommend armor up in vehicle mode because I think it's pretty cool putting all the armor pieces. They all seem to go in the right place.
Okay, so...
And you know what I like on that is it has the blast effects. And I was surprised how much I like the blast effects.
You like those?
I do.
Okay, I mean, I don't dislike them, but I don't know if I'd ever, think twice about it.
I wouldn't either, but when you put them on, it really does add...
Where does this go in this mode?
Okay, so...
Top or
do you
bottom?
want me to... I mean, top. But you have to armor it up with all this stuff. And
okay.
I think it's one of those ones where you can figure it out, but... I don't like the alt head on that. Do you?
I actually sort of do.
Really?
Like, yeah.
What do you think it's inspired by? Is it inspired by the Valkyrie as close as they could get without lawsuit? Because didn't Harmony Gold try to sue Hasbro when they came out with that the San Diego Comic-Con because it had a picture?
Yes.
And they
yes,
failed.
something like that. Yeah, they lost. Thank God. Okay,
Yeah.
Speaking of Harmony Gold,
go into that. That's big news.
Well, Robotech fans, Macross fans alike, we are sorry to report that Harmony Gold has renewed their association with Tatsunoko for God knows how long.
It was a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we will continue to get crappy Toonami toys for...
Well, that's not official. They haven't renewed their thing with Toonami.
Toonami.
What it means is that Harmony Gold will continue to manage, and please explain if I'm wrong, continue to manage the brand in America.
Which
terrible.
Yeah.
They terrible.
Yeah, which sucks. I mean, it means we'll get very
we'll get substandard
substandard
stuff.
Toonami toys. Tommy Yoon will be in charge of whatever.
Is he the guy?
He partially. I mean, I know that he had a lot to do with the Shadow Chronicles, which I actually sort of liked. To be honest,
Did you like it because it was good, or did you? And I'm not
both.
saying it was okay.
I thought it was okay, but it was something new that followed that followed
the continuity.
Yeah, that followed the continuity. Could it have been done 100 times better? Yes, 100%. But I mean, that's all they could give us in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been mismanaged. I don't think anybody would really argue that, and it sucks. I think it's something that people want to see more of. Would love to see more, and we're never gonna get it.
No, and you know what? Robotech lends itself really well to what they're currently doing for television, like the Netflix series, the HBO series, the high budget show like Stranger Things, and like even like some of those DC ones like Doom Patrol, like have decent budget. What you can do with CGI now, Robotech is like the modern day is like a soap opera in space. I mean, it's a space opera.
Yeah.
And it would lend itself so well to one of those series, and it would give them so many series that they could do, like so much story.
They could do it for years.
They could do it for years.
Yeah, they could do it for years.
Like HBO's looking to replace Game of Thrones. I don't know if Robotech could do it, but honestly, like the story is really good, and it is really like the characters. There's so many good characters.
Yeah, the whole thing is it's whether or not the gimmick would scare people away.
What gimmick would that be?
Like transforming robots and like mecha. I mean,
but how often were they really used? Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. So what's interesting? That's a good point. Game of Thrones. Like how many people thought that the dragons would scare them away? Like the average consumer. The dragon fantasy element. There's so many people who bought into it, even though they're not into fantasy.
Now, like, that was really popular with women as well. Too.
Yes.
Like I don't know if it was fit, but it was not like a sausage fest.
No.
Like women really got.
Right.
Yeah, I guess,
Same thing with Robotech.
And traditionally, that would scare women. I don't want to say.
No.
But you would. It would
gotta
scare
market it to both.
marketing. It would scare marketing off, thinking women won't get into it.
And the thing about Robotech is so many strong women.
Women, yeah. They would have to play it just right. If they played it just right, they would have to really, you know what? I mean, to make it work, they would have to like focus on the idol part of it, like the music part of it.
I agree, but like, also the love triangle.
The love triangle.
Dude, I'm frustrated.
Okay, fair enough. Trade you.
Yeah. You're right, but if they played it right, like okay, let me ask you a question. If you think about like the Robotech series, I think what set it apart is it wasn't a lot of battles, and like there were some episodes where Rick and Lisa were just, or Rick and Mime were just trapped in a bay for like the whole episode.
Yeah,
and
you're
like,
right.
That would translate so well.
Yep.
Because it would also help budget concerns. Because like when you look at Game of Thrones, you had some episodes which probably cost $5 million because it was a nonstop battle, and then you'd have episodes where it would just be like a series of conversations.
Yep.
And Robotech just really translates well to that.
Agreed.
I think the point is you're right. It is a risk. Like is HBO? Netflix is very good about taking risks. Like they've taken some really good risks on some really interesting shows. HBO could do it. The question is Harmony Gold doesn't have the vision to allow that.
No, they don't. Because you would have to like. like they're not gonna hire us to do it first,
No.
which is a problem. But even more so, like you yeah, it's not just robots and battles. Like the love triangle, huge.
Yeah.
Like the music, huge. I mean that's like, and I just think that like
some powerful deaths too.
Powerful deaths. I mean adult themes and stuff, and like.
It really does have all the elements that would just attract a larger audience.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, did you? It's a shame, but the point is I think with Tatsunoko and Harmony Gold doing this deal, I think it does spell disaster. I don't sense that there's any good that can come out of it. Do you think it's all motivated by money and only money, or do you think Harmony Gold put in a good pitch?
I don't know, man. I mean, I heard they're bastards, so I don't know. That's a good. I mean, I just don't. I know that Macross and Robotech in Japan is a joke. It's shelf warming.
Yeah,
It's just shelf warming. People don't care. I mean,
they care about Gundam and Evangelion.
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I've been watching that again on Netflix actually too.
Is it new or old?
No, I guess they just got a hold of all the old stuff. But I remember watching it back in the 90s, because in the 90s, Evangelion was sort of
big deal.
It was a big deal. It's good. I kind of watch it when I go to bed, so I'm like only half watching it. I was never really crazy about the organic robot designs.
I mean, yeah, I was just gonna say that, but that's where it came from.
Right.
I mean, at least where it was the hugest.
Yeah, it was definitely a departure from what we were used to.
Yep.
And respect has to go into Evangelion, because it really did, I guess, bring in a new element to design for robots, and for better or worse, it was important.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's not my thing, but it was important. It was definitely.
I mean, these thrusters look cool, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Let's see.
Wow, that one is
like
so
this.
much more fun.
It is so much more fun, man.
Like, but this does cool stuff.
It is. That is cool.
It's just like that does it more elegantly. That would be the word. I don't know.
No, that's good. This is definitely one that I've already sat on the couch and I'm just beating it up and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's been a while since a Transformer has had that. How do you explain it? I want
to play with it now. I want to play now.
Right. Like I woke up this morning and I was like, all right, I want to play with Jetfire. That's a good feeling.
It's funny. This is fun for a third party.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fun, man. That's just a fun toy.
Fun.
That's just a fun, easy, cool, intuitive toy.
It has I can't remember.
This is fun and intuitive for a third party.
Right.
No,
right.
It's fun. It's good. It's a good toy.
It is a good toy. That's one that someone's buying to put on their shelf, though. It seems pretty fun, though. This is something that you are buying because you want to play. Like if you are. That's the interesting thing for me and Transformer fans is there's so many different motivations for why someone collects or plays with collects Transformers.
Yep.
Where I don't know. Tell me if I'm completely wrong, but someone who collects Star Wars figures or whatever. I mean, that is pretty awesome. That's pretty massive, actually.
That's huge. It's pretty huge.
Let me.
Wow, that's intense. I did that totally wrong. All right, wow.
I mean, it looks pretty good with all the armor, right? I mean, it's a bit
beefy.
much. Wow, let me just take a look at these together. Okay, man. I don't think this is bad, but I gotta be honest, I do like all these hard lines.
Me too.
When it comes to robots.
Yeah, I think if I were gonna buy one right now, I think I'd probably go with that. Probably. I mean,
I thought this. I didn't own this, but I actually thought that they did a better job initially on the sides. But to be honest with you, it's no less gappy than this.
Yeah, it's not.
Wow, this is a hero, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. You gotta transform it back.
All right. I've been looking forward to that actually. Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about is price. I certainly think that it is worth $80.
Oh God, yeah. I would agree.
I do. I do think though that depending on how many they manufacture, if they decide to manufacture a lot, it's going to go on clearance or sale.
Okay.
I think $60 is and the only reason why I say that is because the leader class is 45, right? Or is it 50 now?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You know what?
Leader class.
The leader class might be 50.
I think they're 50.
Okay, then
I
never
think.
mind. My thought was, I do think that, I mean, the attention to detail on that really is special. Like, I'm not saying it's perfect, because it's not perfect, but
it's definitely good enough. I mean, it's way better than good enough.
I agree. I agree. I'm having a blast with it. Like, I'm not gonna put it down. Like, I got some other stuff going on, and Jetfire's come first.
I get it. I get it, man. I mean, this definitely is a treat for Transformers fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, this is a treat, man. They did it right. I think they, like, what would you have done differently? Like, what's your gripe on it?
What I would have done differently, not as a toy. I gotta button this up, man. Not as a toy, but as a. That's the thing. It's not a shelf queen, even though it's beautiful. But I do love the feel of like that. Like, I do love that, like.
Yeah, the
fragile
premium feel.
Yeah, the premium feel. That is a toy feel.
Yeah.
Other than that, to be honest with you, it's got all the bells. It's got a lot of the bells and whistles. As I said, the ankle pivot thing, when I didn't notice them there, bothered me. But then I discovered them.
Okay.
The cockpit bothered me, and you just showed me that. So to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm kind of on board. I love the weapons too. Like, they gave him pretty cool guns. Like, I love when the guns aren't red. I mean, I guess it makes sense for that, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
or
when they give
purple.
them like guns that look like guns.
Yeah, and like the nice little silver here is a nice touch. Again, I don't like this chest armor as chest armor. I think they're doing that because I think ultimately they're gonna do a remold. Who could they do a remold of that?
They better not do Starscream or something.
Oh my
craziness
God.
again. Just
This mold did not look good for the secret
yeah.
chest.
Who would they remold this as? I mean, that this is pretty specific.
It is.
Like,
well, you said they remolded that into who?
I forget what was his name. Something. I don't think he ever. I don't know if he was a real.
He was blue. Was it Dirge?
Not Dirge. It was. He had a weird, goofy name. It wasn't anybody that.
Okay, it was just okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. It was just an opportunity to put it out there, and
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a pretty popular mold. I don't think I like this hat. Oh shit! It went into the cavity of
It
the.
happens.
I don't know that I like it. I think that forehead looks a little weird shape, because it has to fit into that because it pops on.
Fair enough.
But that's okay. I'm glad they included it. I do like the feature of it hiding in there. That's pretty sweet. That's awesome, man.
Take this toy,
It's
dude.
fun.
I'm not trying to be quiet or anything.
No,
but
man. Like,
I
take
am
it in.
into this.
I think that's one of those robots that like appeals to the casual Transformers collector. And when I mean casual, I mean someone who like appreciates them but doesn't buy them.
Yeah, I mean, like this could be up there for like toy of the year.
I'm with you, man.
In one way or another. I mean, it's like doesn't have to be your favorite toy or anything, but just
the pure fun of it.
yeah, this is a feat. Like, I think this is my favorite Transformer since Devastator.
Wow.
I would say what else?
I wouldn't say you're wrong because I got to be honest. I've been having a great time with it. Like I said, all its imperfections are sort of washed away by all the details that they added. Like they added those handlebars. I guess just to have fun. Like it's fun. It's like there's a lot of moving parts. Like that's one thing I missed about Transformers is like moving parts, like things that move. I love the hands. I love the head. I like it all, man. I think the backpack is a bit garish, but I think that's supposed to match the character.
Yeah, I mean, I think this looks like right out of the cartoon almost. I mean, I don't know. This is good.
His guns separate too. I'm just
Guns
pointing out.
separate.
I like them together just because.
Yeah, this is definitely on the pickup list. Like, don't not get that. Like,
I agree.
if you think it even looks half cool, if you like that design, I mean, I don't think they could have executed it much better. Not for $80 or $90. Like, that feels every bit of $80.
You know, it's too bad that Hasbro or Takara didn't market a cartoon to go with Siege, because I think it would have brought the G1
crew
look
back
to the mainstream. Like I don't know that kids would watch a Siege cartoon.
Would have appeased the hell out of us though.
Yeah, sure would. It sure would. It would also like it would let these classic designs live on. Like it does in a way, but like do you think a toy line like this just gets forgotten without a cartoon? Like
we'll find out. I mean,
I think so, because when you think about like the Transformer cartoons that have or the Transformer lines that have really like aged well, you're looking at like Beast Wars had a popular cartoon. Armada was really popular. Yep. I wasn't into it, but it was like brought back. It ushered a new generation in.
How do you think Prime will age?
I actually think Prime is going to be the cult classic of Transformer lines. Like I think it's going to be.
I mean, I liked it.
I think it's going to be the Transformer snob line. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like that's for the Transformer.
Oh, that's
snob.
the real fan.
Right. You don't like Prime? You know, like I think that's what it's going to be. I watched the first 5 episodes of Prime, and I didn't give it enough time to grow on me. I didn't fall in love with it, but I have been constantly told that you stick with it and it pays.
I liked it. I mean, I watched whatever they had on Netflix, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was like, oh man, if this was if Bayformers would have done it this way, it would have been. That's how I always like looked at it. It's like what Bayformers really should have been.
Right. I think I was perturbed by the fact that there was a lot of issue with what they were doing from the toy line, where they stopped and then they shrunk everything down. So they released those first edition toys,
which were incredible.
They were good,
and then they're like, oh, those are too good for a U.S. audience. Here's your junk.
Here's your junk. Right?
What the hell was that all about? That could not have been profitable for them in any way. I mean,
here's my guess: the movie was so profitable that the stockholders had to have to see profits, and in order to see profits.
Because more simplified.
They had to take the money out of the engineering and the thing. And the thing is how can you follow up a movie year with growing profits? Like I think that the like stockholders have to see like a 6% growth of profits every year in order for something to be successful. And you know what? Someone who knows this is going to correct me, and that's fine. But but how can you go from 2008 or what was it 2006 when Transformers 1 came out? It was like huge. Like I mean they made billions of dollars. How can you go from that and follow up a year with Transformers Prime toys? You can't follow that up. It's just you can't compare those two. You can't weigh those two together. It just doesn't make sense. So I think that was a lot of problems that Hasbro had, is that they couldn't compete. They couldn't do that. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking on my ass.
It's like, how is it profitable to redesign those first, like, well, however many figures it was? I mean,
I think that the manufacturing was so inexpensive that it was, to carry forward, it was better for them to cut their losses on the first
redesign to make them crappy and reproduce that than it would be to produce already designed toys.
Going forward,
that's sad.
I know, it is sad.
That's sad when you really think about that. That's sad.
It was incredibly sad. I remember, being emotional as far as a toy collector about that. I felt insulted. Too.
I felt insulted. I'm like, huh?
Especially when you look at some of those like first edition leader class toys, like they were great toys.
Yeah.
And aesthetically on the Transformers Prime, they did grow on me, but my first thought was, I have a big problem with Optimus Prime having a mouth. Like it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I was never into that.
Even though I think he did have a faceplate, like in the like they did with
one animated. Of the Primes is removable or something.
Yeah, I love Transformers animated. But again, I don't know. That's a good question on whether a Transformers toy line can ultimately stand the test of time without some sort of backing of a show, like a fiction. It's hard to say. Anyways, I mean, I could talk about other things like Spider-Man. I saw good. Shazam. I saw good. Stranger Things halfway through good. But this is about the Jetfire.
Yeah.
I think it's a home run. Again, I don't think it's flawless, but I think it is super intuitive, fun.
Do you think Wei Jing is going to take a swing at it?
Oh, that's a good question. I think Wei Jing's in trouble. I think they're gone.
Yeah, me too. I haven't heard anything new about them.
There's been a lot of I know that what was the knockoff Lego company?
Lepin?
Yeah, they got busted.
Like the company got busted?
You didn't hear about that?
All I know is that I had a friend who put an order in and it didn't show up. It was confiscated.
Yeah. No, there's a big confiscation. Like I guess like the Chinese government and like all these people came in and they busted them. Like I think it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars of a product. It was a big
Oh,
deal.
go on. Like,
Yeah.
tell more, man.
I mean,
I didn't hear about it.
Read an article on it.
Yeah.
It was a big bust. Like, it was a big deal. Like, it was like, if you Google it, it'll
Yeah.
come up immediately. Like,
Like
it was a big bust.
Chinese knockoff companies.
Yes, because they were making a lot of money, and so I think Wai Zhang also. I don't know if they got busted in it, but they definitely took a step back.
Why would the Chinese government care?
Well, I don't know.
It probably made them a lot of money.
Maybe it wasn't the Chinese government, but whoever oversees that, or whoever.
They found a way to not get. Maybe they found a way to confiscate it before it got here.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely organizations who are trying to put a stop to that. But I think okay, so let's say not Wei Zhang, but will another company step in and try to do that? I don't know. Is there a reason to? I mean, this could be upgraded, but would you care?
Not really. No,
I
man.
care.
Like, not really, because I always like having the originals. But I'm sure they'll like make it $50 and like put a bigger ratchet, upsize it, something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't give a shit. Really.
Maybe more mechanical, better ratchet or ankle joints.
The whole thing is though, this is the real deal. It's what, $80?
$80.
I think it's really good for a Hasbro toy. At $80, no complaints.
No,
not a single complaint. No.
I mean, I think this is like you need to support this if you want to support official products going forward being high quality, because I think this is definitely a true step in the right direction. I think they showed that they're not just producing toys for
that's for an adult. Like, that is flat out. And they want an adult to say that's cool. Like,
they know who their customer base is now, and it shows with Star Wars, Marvel Legends. Honestly, all Hasbro has to do to make my toy line or toy company of the year is bring back G.I. Joe, and that's it. And they could do it at San Diego.
I think you got a couple more years.
You think a couple more?
I think you got a couple more years before they do it. I think they're gonna do it because I think people are getting a little hungry.
They're so hungry for G.I. Joe.
I think but I think they gotta starve you guys a little bit.
I don't know if I can take anymore. I don't know if I can take anymore. Like, to be honest with you, G.I. Joe as a kid was my love. GoBots and G.I. Joe were my love.
I had this weird thing with G.I. Joe. I did love G.I. Joe. I never really considered myself a G.I. Joer, but my brother was. My older brother was, because he was a little bit. And I always loved him. I love G.I. Joe. I don't know why I had this separation from it, but I just think it's because I don't know as much about it as everyone else did. I was sort of like drawn into it, and but it had the best toys of any toy line ever. Like, hands down, nothing competes with G.I. Joe. Like,
if I had $3 in my pocket, G.I. Joe was the first toy line I would go with. I mean, G.I. Joe was my number one. Like, I mean, I collected G.I. Joe actively. Like, as a kid, I would go, experiment with other toy lines like Starcom and Air Raiders, and I would buy, I don't know, I check out a Starcom.
I had most of the Starcom.
I did too, actually.
Yeah.
But when it all came back, G.I. Joe always came back. Like, I remember when, I sort of, took a little break, and then 87, when the new wave with Lieutenant Falcon and the Armored Cobra Commander came out, I saw that at KB, and I freaking flipped out.
Those were the last Joes I ever got.
They were so good.
Year when the huge Sandcrawler came out, whatever the
Sandcrawler.
The
General.
The mobile armored command base.
Yeah, I think that was post that though, because I think that was when the Defiant came out. Remember the Defiant?
Oh,
that was crazy.
I mean, I've never seen one in person, but
I saw one at a comic book store, but I've never played with one. I never knew anyone who owned it.
That and Terrordrome.
Terrordrome
would be my two favorite things.
Over the flag?
Yeah,
the
flag's sweet.
Yeah, the flag is sweet. The flag is the grail for me with G.I. Joe. The Terrordrome, I thought it was cool, and I'd like to revisit it, but I was a Joe guy, I guess.
I mean, the Defiant would be my grail piece over anything.
That was awesome.
Just to play with it.
Just
to play with that thing. I mean, oh my God, it did so much.
I think Hasbro. I think this is the year that they can do something at San Diego Comic-Con, and they can take the collector world by storm. Because I think G.I. Joe is the last remaining property.
But what do you think they're gonna do?
Honestly,
6
6 inch is where the market is. But I'll be honest with you, like I prefer 3 3/4 inch, and I think it's ripe to go back to 3 3/4 inch because I think the 6 inch trend might be slowing down.
Well,
no,
maybe, but they gotta learn from Star Wars that put them on the old school card. Just make them a little better.
make them highly detailed.
Yeah.
The biggest question is can they get away with realistic guns? Because I kind of think they have to.
Yeah, why would they not, man? I mean, it's like, I get it, Megatron can't turn into a real gun. But, like, army dudes, give them real guns, make them gray, make them tan.
Maybe they were
can make
waiting.
them tan. Just don't, if they don't want to make them black evil guns,
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But don't make them fluorescent.
No.
Just make them an off color, make them gray.
Maybe they were waiting for this moment because I think this is a moment that we can officially say that Hasbro is making action figures a little bit more for the collector than for the kids, and therefore they can bring in G.I. Joe and probably make it profitable.
Like, just the Cobra dudes. It's like, that's what I would want more than anything, like a Major Blood.
Major Blood would be cool. First assortment.
Destro.
The first assortment is this. Duke.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes Storm Shadow. Cobra Commander Baroness. I'm just saying from like...
Which Cobra Commander?
Probably...
Do you think they'll be asses and have a, like, what if you got hooded and domed with a swappable head? They'll never do that.
I'm okay with that.
But they won't do it.
That's the thing is they can reuse the part, but I want them to release the hooded Cobra Commander separately for 2 reasons. Because I want to display both versions, but I also think the hooded Cobra Commander has to have darker blue.
I was gonna say that I would prefer that too.
Yeah, and then the battle armor is like a lighter blue, and I'm and they just need to. I think this is the time.
Would he be a mail away? Could they do mail away onlys? Do you think? Like, I think that would be so cool.
They could do like a Hasbro Pulse
something,
because a mail away is just not relevant in today's market. But they could definitely do some sort of special premium and piss off
everybody.
Half the people. I want.
As long as they make it so anybody can get it. Maybe they have to get a Pulse membership,
at some point,
but so what? Okay, but at least
it's worth
get it.
Yeah, it's worth it. This is the time for Hasbro to do G.I. Joe. San Diego Comic-Con, reveal the first 6 figures in the assortment.
I don't think you're going to get 3 3/4 though.
No, you're right. 6 inch is what the collectors are still begging for, and I'm open.
What was
to
the first assortment? Duke, Snake Eyes, who?
Storm Shadow,
Destro,
Cobra Commander, and Baroness. Does that make sense? Wait,
Yeah.
how many Joes?
That's more
I'd
like a Scarlet in there though.
I would like a Scarlet. Okay, so and it adds Scarlet.
Scarlet in her classic outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Classic, like, don't mess with her outfit.
I like her outfit.
I like her classic outfit.
Well, I want them to mess with their outfits a little bit. Like, tweak them a little bit for
Make
detail.
it look a little bit more modern and stuff like that.
Yes.
But yeah.
Like, I don't need it to be an exact replica.
I need that color pattern and basically the same thing.
Yeah. So which Snake Eyes do? You do the Commando one first, right?
That's a good
Snake Eyes
question.
2 is my favorite one. I like Snake Eyes 2 versus Commando.
They could do a hybrid. You know,
I love the power. The Pursuit of Cobra was the perfect hybrid.
Yeah,
you ever
he
see
was
it?
cool. Yes.
Perfect. That is
he's the one with all the Deadpool,
Yes.
pretty much. But he's Snake Eyes.
He comes with both heads. He's got all the like web gear.
Yeah.
It's honestly it's in my top 5 all-time action figures ever made. It absolutely, and it would be a good hybrid. But they could make 2 versions because Snake Eyes sells well, and there's no reason. From a business point of view, it makes sense for them to separate them.
I just hope if they do and it sells, like, they have to have like.
They're not gonna do vehicles for.
That's fine, but even like, don't sell one Cobra officer. Sell like packs of a couple of them.
Man.
You know, and I mean, because that's what people want. You know, and it's hard to like buy like 6 of the same figure, but if you did 6 figures for $85,
you know what?
It's like
it makes it even actually Cobra Trooper would be in first assortment. Like
I didn't even think about that.
The opportunity they can have to reuse parts is amazing with G.I. Joe because they can come out with exclusive like Walgreens Cobra Trooper with this arsenal or Walgreens Cobra Trooper with red mask. Like there's so many
red mask, Crimson Guard,
or the glider version, like the Stinger pilot, the gray version. I mean, there's so many opportunities for them to reuse parts in G.I. Joe as an acceptably that it makes. I'm so passionate.
The whole thing is at some point. Vehicle, I mean, I don't know. They would have to sell.
You can't do 6-inch vehicles. I'm sorry.
Not all of them, but I mean, you couldn't do a Sky Striker.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna do a Cobra Claw. It's the same trap that the 6-inch figures got with Star Wars Black. is they would do a land speeder, and nobody wants a land speeder.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like you have to decide: are you going to do a 6-inch action figure line, or are you going to do a 3 3/4 inch toy line?
What
And
was
those
the
are-
Cobra robot that you could put the dude in?
Oh, that was awesome.
What was it called? There was a blue and a
the
gray
snake? Was that the snake?
Pink.
Yeah, that's awesome. The armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was
What
awesome.
about like the little vehicles? Just like an asp.
You can do
The
that,
helicopter,
but are
and
you
then-
going to buy that? Are you? I mean, the thing is you're going to buy all these action figures, and then you're going to have a Cobra Asp. You know what I mean?
If they have the good guy one, what's the good guy one? That,
Although I would buy the Ram, the G.I. Joe motorcycle, the Ram.
I mean, that'd be cool. What was the thing that like Duke flew and it was like the one man?
Oh, the Skyhawk.
The Skyhawk. I mean, because you could do it sort of cheap and just like.
I love the Skyhawk.
Yeah,
I wish
sweet.
I wish
like,
my
cheapy
name.
toy.
I wish my last name was Skyhawk. How cool would it be to be Randy Skyhawk?
Skyhawk, that'd be sweet.
Man, that would be a total '80s action star. I'm Randy Skyhawk. That's great. All right, well, Jetfire is a total
Buy it.
win.
Yeah,
Buy
get it for sure.
You better get it still. You got anything else on your plate?
I got nothing.
Till next time,
Nerd out.
What's going on here?